Hey, it's your girl Mia J, all the way here to make something fun with you. Let's get started. Alright, friends, I melted the chocolate in the microwave in 30-second intervals. This was a little bit tricky for me. For some reason, this chocolate almost burned, but I worked it out. I am just doing what I normally do. I already have toothpicks in some of the berries, and I'm getting the leaves out of the way and just submerging them in chocolate and trying to let the excess run off. For some reason, this chocolate was thick but also very runny. It seemed like the excess was going on forever and ever on every berry. It is late at night when I did this, so for some reason the whole mood of the video just seems laid back and somber, tiring, all of the above. But anyway, back to the berries. I dipped these berries. This actual box was a labor of love. It took longer than it needed to, so if you get ready to do it, it won't take you this long. But actually, I didn't even expect to use the box after I made it. The berries were problematic, the chocolate was problematic. I was starting to kind of get frustrated with the process, but I persevered through and came out with a really cute box. So after I dipped all the strawberries, I then added the sprinkles, and you can get these red glitter sprinkles at Walmart or anywhere. I like to buy the little packages just in case I don't love the color. I don't have lots of empty bottles sitting around my house taking up space of a product that I'll probably never use. And I think red is a product that I'll probably never use again. I didn't really enjoy the red on red. I thought maybe it would sparkle and shine a little bit better, but it didn't, and it was kind of dull when I used it on everything. So red on red is not what's going on. But the sparkles did cover it. They did stick easily. They did add a little shine. They did elevate the red colored chocolate a little bit because it was pretty boring. So it did need something, and I'm grateful for that. I bet if you use the red on another color, it might work better. I don't know. So here you just see that I am immediately dipping the chocolate, covering the strawberries, and adding sprinkles instead of letting time sit between the two of them. As you can see, anytime you use glitter, you're going to make a mess. And so I've bundled up the mess, and I'm going back in to reuse the glitter. And I'm not going to waste my dollar store or not. I'm not wasting my dollar. So I am filling it up, and now I'm getting ready to do the same process with the pretzels. So speaking of a dollar, I bought the mini pretzels because they were on sale for $1, and the other pretzels were like $3.50 a bag. Never do this with mini pretzels. This was the most awful situation ever. Dipping mini pretzels and trying to cover them in my fingers. I'll never do that again. Here I am taking the chocolate from the mug into a bag so I can drizzle these. I ended up doing a lot of pretzels, and I did not like how the drizzle looked. While it was wet, the drizzle looked great on the pretzels. When it dried, it was streaky and really dull. Here I'm drizzling the berries again. See what I mean? How the red has that very dull look as compared to the other colors. Something just isn't quite right with it. So, sprinkles to the rescue. Added a little sprinkles. Sorry that my hand is blocking. I'm still getting better with my angles. Added some sprinkles. After doing some drizzles, helped to bring the berries to life. I'm amazed by the mess I've made, but at least I got enough parchment paper down. This is a little hint I'm going to share with you guys. Before you get started making any project, do some type of measuring to see how many things you will need for your box. Because I made a ton of strawberries and a ton of pretzels, and as you saw in the picture, I didn't need that many. So here I'm just getting out my roses, and I grabbed a piece of styrofoam, you guessed it, from the dollar store, And I am cutting the roses so that they will be tall enough to fit in the box, but not too tall because we still want the lid to close. So I'm just going to go through and measure all of the roses so that they are the same height and get ready to stick them in the styrofoam. I had a real issue with the styrofoam. This dollar store styrofoam is probably not the best styrofoam to use. They did have the green styrofoam that was a little bit squishier, but it didn't come in the right size and shape that I was wanting at the time. But in the future, I will be using that, and I would suggest you do the same thing. This was really hard to get the flowers in, and it made the process a little bit longer than it needed to be. And also the fact that I didn't do such a great job of cutting down the flowers, and I had to go back and keep snipping off and snipping off and snipping off from the stems. So I would tell you to make sure you make the stems short enough the first time. Now I'm going through with a pair of scissors and just poking holes in the styrofoam to help the stems get through, because without it, it was no way it was going to work. And you can still see here that I'm kind of struggling with it, kind of fighting to get it all the way down, and see how far up that is still sitting. So I'm trying to cut it all the way through, get it down there. One thing I did not do is I did not take the plastic off or the sticker on the bottom, so that might have helped a little bit. Every little bit helps. So I'm really going in with the scissors and really trying my best to get the stems all the way down to the styrofoam. I don't know why I left that rose sticking up that far, like it was going to be okay, but you know, I've never done this before. You live and you learn. So one thing that I really had to do was go back and keep snipping off the ends to get them shorter and shorter. You want the roses almost sitting right on top of the styrofoam for the best look. In this section, you'll see me really trying to work with the styrofoam. I keep stabbing it with the scissors, trying to make the hole larger and larger to help the stem get where it needs to be. I really had an issue with this, and when I tried this again later, I reused the same piece of styrofoam because you know me, I'm gonna save my dollar. And the stems were much thinner on the next roses, so they fit just fine. So maybe it was just that the stems on these roses were a little bit thick. I'm not sure. But I did eventually get them all in there, and it didn't take too terribly long. And I began to spread the petals of the roses out so it could take up more space, because I only have 5 roses. So I probably should have used carnations, because when I spread out all the roses, they didn't really look like roses anymore. But I only had 5 roses and I didn't want any extra holes. Here, the pretzels are back. I am trying to find a nice configuration and way for all the pretzels to fit nicely into a cute little cupcake liner. See, those are some red ones that had sprinkles on them, and you even see the ones that I drizzled, and you can see the color is pretty faded on them. And even the one with the sprinkles, it just looks okay. So I was kind of disappointed with the color. On the other side where the treats are going to go, I balled up newspaper so that I can have a elevated surface for the treats to sit on. And then I covered it with the red grass. I love the red grass. Here I am going to try to fluff the grass. I did read somewhere where someone said they saved money by fluffing their grass so that it went a little further, and all I really did was make a big mess because I didn't seem to save any grass, and I just had extra grass pieces everywhere. So I would not do that if I were you, or at least I would do it in a contained situation so you don't have to spend time picking up the grass, because then I had little grass pieces everywhere and I couldn't keep my productivity going. See, you see me fighting the grass. I'm trying to stuff the little corner pieces where the flowers didn't reach all the way to the top so that you can't see the styrofoam. And over here you can see I have a piece of newspaper sticking out, so I'm just trying to tuck that in and cover it with grass and fluff the grass so that you have a nice, smooth, uniform look. But you don't have to worry about it too much because you're getting ready to cover most of the area with treats. Alright, and so here is the first berry. The sparkle on that looked pretty good. And I decided to use two colors just because everything was red on red. It would be nice to get some pink in there. I'm now starting to notice I'm running out of space, and I've only used 5 berries after dipping like 20. And I'm trying to get this 6th berry in, like really trying my best, but it's sticking out and it's out of place, and that is not going to work. So I'm gonna try again. Like, you see me really trying to get this 6th berry in here. It's a big one and it makes a great presentation, but it's just too big. So I thought maybe if I try the little one. This little one reminds me of Strawberry Shortcake, the little doll. I don't know why. But I didn't really find the strawberry to be able to fit very well. I do wonder if I'd have gone back and troubleshooted the strawberry the way I troubleshooted with the pretzels, if it would have worked. So you see me putting newspaper in to elevate it a little bit and then sticking those pretzels in there. I bet if I had put the little strawberry back in there, it would have worked and probably looked a little better, because then it would have just been strawberries and roses instead of the little random pretzel. But you know, people like pretzels. Leave your leave it flat. Do you see me pick it up and almost knock it down? So now we have a finished product that went by fairly quickly. I think it looks really, really cute. This is the first time I've ever tried anything like this. I think that anybody could do this, and I think anyone who got this would be very, very excited. I thought the colors looked amazing. I love this box. This whole project was relatively cost friendly. The only thing that was really a bit expensive was the box. They did not have one at the dollar store. This is with the box open. I have to say that this turned out way better than I thought it would. I think that this would be a fabulous gift for anybody, and I think this is something you can do relatively easy and relatively quickly. I hope you give this a try. Let me know how it turns out for you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for stopping by today.